right, so Sherman, let's talk for a few minutes, and then we'll get to your then we're going to get to Peter's song, which will be a lot of fun. Tell us a little about how long have you been performing?
Performing really since around 1968.
Excellent. That was a good year. And you performed all over the South Shore, but you're not originally from this area, right?
No, actually I was born in Nashville,
Really?
Tennessee.
Wow.
And I really got into performing. I did a little bit with a rock band down there, and then another high school band. And when I relocated to New York, I started performing singles.
Wow. So you've been around. And as we mentioned, you did do a little bit of work writing for national artists. You want to
Well, I did. I had very fortunate to have a connection in the music industry, and I would send in songs that I wrote, and they would promote them briefly. It was, and so I did get a number of artists reviewed some of my songs. None of them made it big.
That's okay. You're big right here, right? In the South Shore, you're quite big. People love you. You perform. Now, where do you perform? Because I know we see you.
Well, I do a lot of open mics these days. I have a hand problem with neuropathy, and so the long gigs are tough on me.
Sure.
So, but I enjoy getting out and getting in front of an audience.
And your band? Are you still doing stuff with the way back?
The band sort of changes.
Okay. Well, tonight it's Fred and Peter, right?
Yeah. Well, Peter's been with the Wayback Machine before, some of our day gigs, and Fred hasn't yet, but maybe one of these days.
Working on it. Your stuff is great. And I know you got to put on Fred's mic. He's got a good comment there.
Not really.
Sue Peterson, you've got to get a picture of Fred up on Facebook now. Look at he's a total rock star with those sunglasses. I'm sitting here. You're distracting me, Fred. Okay. All right. Now you have. So in terms of gigs coming up, people can see you. Tell us some of the open mics that they can find you at.
Well, you can find us at Joe's Nautical Bar.
And that is what town?
That's in Hull, all the way out at the end.
Excellent.
And often Wednesday nights at the Red Parrot. And also later Wednesday nights at Mr. Dooley's over in Cohasset.
Wow, you're getting around.
And for Friday, first Friday of the month, probably doing the C Note, which is a really good, great sound system.
And as I recall, well, you have some stuff up on YouTube as well. I believe I've seen some.
Yeah, there's reverb nations. You can listen to my originals. And there are a couple of YouTube as well.
Excellent. So we will tag you on Facebook, but they can also find you on Reverb Nation. Sounds good. And we have to make sure to get you back here a little more often. Well, we're going to after the next song, we're going to talk a little about some of the things you're going to be doing with us. So, all right. Now, Peter, before we get to your song, I don't know what to even ask you because we have just met, but I really love the song you wrote. Now, do you write a lot of songs and do you play out much?
This one I wrote about 40 years ago.
40?
Yeah, I was in college.
Really?
Actually, I wrote with a girl, and I happened to be going out with her.
Hey, Peter, we got to get you up to the mic.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I wrote with a girl that I was going out with in college, and we collaborated on the lyrics. I put the music to it. Yeah, that was 40 years ago.
Wow. Can we do a shout out to her since she helped write the song?
I don't even know who she is.
Okay. All right. Wow. She is a
It was a long one.
We may hear from her after tonight. And do you do writing currently as well?
I haven't done as much. I fiddle around, but I haven't really done anything in the past few years anyways.
And again, we see your face popping up on a lot of the where Sherman is and some of the other open mics. So
I'm
you do a
another
lot of
open mic
backup.
guy. Yeah, I kind of follow the open mics around wherever I can. Just so I go out there and play.
Well, I'll tell you, I've written one song and it is beautiful, and I look forward to hearing more from you because I'd love to feature you for a full feature. So we got to work on that. Gorgeous voice. You brought us Jen Chapin. She's been featured on our show several times, and she also came live to WATD Studios thanks to you. And that was one of my favorite experiences. And you knew Jen because you were friends with Harry Chapin. And by coincidence, because we did not plan it, This weekend is the 35th anniversary, I believe, sad anniversary of Harry Chapin's passing. And as I said to you when we messaged about it, that I'm honored that you are here sharing it with us. I'm sure it's not an easy anniversary for you or anyone. And our thoughts and love go out to Jen and her family. Tell us a little about your relationship with Harry.
Well, we collaborated on some projects, and I was part of the songwriters workshop. And I did some gigs together with him, benefit concerts, live arts festival, and things like that. And he was a good friend, and we worked together on a number of different things. Both he and Sandy,
His wife.
his wife, and I knew Jen when she was like 2 or 3, and
That's so sweet.
she would dance on my toes around the house. But the rediscovering her was interesting for me too. It's kind of funny because my songwriting was very prolific up until his death.
Yeah.
And I have not written much after. I've written a few songs,
Wow.
but not many after that. So I think in many ways he was not just an inspiration, but somebody that I was.
Bit of a catalyst?
Yes, exactly. He taught me a lot of the song craft. He took one we're not doing tonight, but on my White Hats, Black Hats.
Next time. Yeah.
He took out a verse because he said that a song shouldn't hang on just one verse.
Isn't it?
There was a good song without it, so just take it out entirely.
Wow.
So he was in that respect, and he was an influence to a lot of other songwriters too.
We saw a lot of that when a lot of posts on the web this weekend. People were saying, go ahead. And also his generosity. I believe I read that he, for every gig he performed, a paid gig, he would do a benefit gig.
If it weren't for the insurance settlement on the Volkswagen that burst into flame, Sandy would have had no money.
Wow.
He gave it basically all away, with benefits, and he was a terribly passionate champion of particularly hunger issues.
Yes, and he started, at the time it was a different name, but now Why Hunger?
Yeah, it started out as World Hunger Year,
Yes.
Guilty and Hilarious.
Yes, yes.
And then it's now Why Hunger. Jen still serves on the board.
Yeah, the whole family's involved still. From what we see, it's a family performs together, the Chapin family, all
Yes.
brothers and nephews and nieces and so on. There's quite a few people that are performing while they tour.
Well, the whole family is remarkably creative. Jim
No
Chapin,
surprise.
Harry's father, was a legendary drummer, and he has poets and artists, and so you almost got the feeling of creativity going over there was quite palpable.
I bet.
And also the acceptance of people. Very generous people.
Yeah, and I don't know Jen well by any means, but the few times I've met her, I get the same thing coming from her. And she is so passionate about the things that she sings about and works for.
She is the most interesting combination between her mother and dad.
Really?
You know, it's like everyone saying it's Harry Chapin's daughter, but she's Sandy Chapin's daughter.
Yes, right. Gorgeous voice.